Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So, today, Bitcoin may change forever. That's right. What am I talking about? Well, today could be that big day when all or a few Bitcoin spot ETFs get approved. So, let's talk about the latest, what's going on, and let's talk about Bitcoin and alts. What's going on with everything today? Let's do it. And by the way, happy Friday. I think it's Friday. Yes, it's Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome, guys. Bitcoin a little bit higher right now versus yesterday. So that's good. Last night, of course, I talked about don't fall for this right here. Another scam wick, another attempt at driving you out, right? And it seemed like everyone was okay. It didn't seem like anyone was panicking, not nearly as much as this one right here. But we are doing better. We're trending upwards, and we're all waiting to see what happens today. Is today that big day? And if so, we will see the opposite of this, and we will see this just go up to the moon, okay? I don't know if there's a deadline time. I don't know if it's going to come like in the next 10 minutes or the next hour or by the end of closing day today. I have no idea. But it was rumored that, yeah, we're going to get that ETF today. We're going to get that approval today. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, okay? If you start noticing Bitcoin pump up to the moon, then you know that it happened. And this was what came out yesterday. That a senior crypto reporter from TechCrunch said that multiple firms, maybe not all, but originally it was like every single one. We had like 13 applicants, right? But now it seems like it's just multiple. And last night, I covered how a lot of these firms already got approval from the exchanges, like the New York Stock Exchange, and NASDAQ, and CBOE, and so forth. So again, you put everything together, they already got approval to be listed. Now you just have to wait for the SEC, right, for their announcement, and that could be as soon as today. We've always said January 10th was a big deadline, and so many people that are supposedly on the inside or getting inside information are saying that it's going to get done. It's going to get done, right? So who are those firms that will probably be the first few that gets approval? You got Grayscale, you got Bitwise, Fidelity, Valkyrie, Van Eyck, and this one didn't even list BlackRock, but I'm sure BlackRock is in the midst of this, right? There's no doubt that, yeah, BlackRock's gonna get what they want. If they want it, it's going to happen, right? So, yeah, so today's a big day. We just started, obviously, right? I don't know when this will get done, but if today we get the very first spot ETF in the US, it's going to change Bitcoin forever. It really will. We've never had this kind of institutional interest ever in Bitcoin. Not to say that Bitcoin really needs it. Remember, Bitcoin went as high as 69,000 even without the big boys coming in. But think about it. Now we will get liquidity that has never entered the space before, that never paid attention to Bitcoin or never had the ability to come into Bitcoin. And I've been talking about this for a long time. I mean, we're talking about billions to start with and eventually ending in trillions that'll flow into the space because of this. Keep in mind, the entire crypto market cap, including Bitcoin, is only at 1.66 trillion. So when I talk about trillions coming in, It's a multiplier effect. It's going to drive Bitcoin up to insane levels that we have never ever seen before. And not only that, for every single crypto there is, money, boatloads of money will be flowing into every single one, driving them way higher. Again, higher than I think any of us can anticipate. Like right now, I just say, well, you know, things could go back to all-time high and break it. Well, you know what? After it hits all-time high, how much more multiples can they go up? 5x, 10x, 100x? I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And here's the thing. Right after spot ETF gets approved, we know it's a matter of when, not if. But here's the thing. Right afterwards, we're likely going to get Ethereum spot ETFs too. Because applications have already been filed from multiple of these firms, these applicants. They already filed spot ETFs too for Ethereum. So after this whole Bitcoin thing, maybe we get some Ethereum hype too. Ethereum has been very, very, very quiet recently, right? But that can change. Ethereum still leads the way with TVL. It's still exploding with the number of ETH staked. You still have an enormous amount of ETH being burned, right? And if they get spot ETFs too, I mean, watch out. Things will change. Things will change in a big way for Ethereum. So that is also right around the corner, right? So, man, 2024 is going to be, not going to be. We're ready in 2024. 2024 is here, and it's amazing. It's amazing already, and it's going to be more amazing. I just don't think people reckon. I can't even comprehend. As bullish as I am, I can't even comprehend how great this year is going to be. But besides all the ETF stuff, what about just some fundamentals? Well, this is the biggest one. Balance on exchanges, the percent keeps going down, right? Just down, down, down. And periodically, you see big dips down. So what drives Bitcoin or any of these cryptos price upwards? Demand has to go up, supply has to go down. And that's what we're seeing. Bitcoin's supply keeps going down with every halving event. That's also coming this year within a couple of months. It cuts the inflation in half. For the first time in history, Bitcoin will be less inflationary than gold. And it's better than gold because it has a set supply. You can't infinitely mine it like gold. You can't find gold. You can't find Bitcoin in space like you can with gold. And we know because of all that's happening right now and what's going to happen in the future, demand is going to keep on going up. So demand keeps going up like this and supply keeps going down. So what do you think is going to happen to the price? Why do you think Michael Saylor is so bullish? Why do you think he holds billions and billions of Bitcoin? Because he knows the end game. He could see it. The end game is there's just not enough Bitcoin to go around, not enough sats to go around. And the name of the game is to accumulate as much as possible right now before that happens. Because once the whole world embraces Bitcoin, it's too late then. Bitcoin will be at 1 million, 2 million, 5 million each. Right? Let's go make Saylor the richest man in the world someday. And that's why there's so many whales right now loading up. Look at this. Some guy, could be BlackRock, could be Larry Fink, could be Michael Saylor himself, who knows, just bought $300 million worth of Bitcoin today. Okay, $300 million, $22.50 each transaction. Interesting. Again, this goes to show you there are just a lot of whales, insiders that also know what I've been saying for so long, and they're loading up. You know, a lot of these kind of purchases you'll never see. People only find them because they're like stalking the wallet addresses of the exchanges and so forth, and you have sites that looks at all these wallet addresses that gets inflows a massive amount of Bitcoin, but a lot of these are hidden. People just don't know. I mean, I think the supply is way lower than people know. Even though supposedly there's like 19.5 million Bitcoin out there because there's been that much that's been mined, but there's way less floating around. Vast majority of that is being held. Very, 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 very little of it is out there. Very little of it is out there. Now, here's also something interesting. The Coinbase Premium. Now, those of you guys that have been around for a while know that during bull runs, Coinbase Premium is a real thing. You'll notice that Bitcoin on Coinbase is higher priced than everywhere else. And that's because Coinbase is the biggest exchange for fiat, and it's one of the biggest in the US, one of the biggest in the world. So when people FOMO, what do? They generally FOMO into Coinbase. A lot of times their servers crash. You can't do anything, and it's really hard to get in. But there are times also where you notice, well, hey, Bitcoin's at 50,000 on, I don't know, on Binance or Robinhood, and then you see Bitcoin go for 55,000 on Coinbase. That has happened before. We have seen where Coinbase Premium is so high. I think it's because they ran out. They literally started running out of Bitcoin. And that's why their premium just went up through the roof. And not just with Bitcoin, for all these other coins too. So right now you're seeing Coinbase Premium go upwards. That means that demand is starting to go up, up, up. And, in this bull run, we could see it again. We could see that premium skyrocket. It's not that it's a good thing for retail investors. Like if you're trying to FOMO into Bitcoin, and you have to pay 10% above, that's not a good thing. But we have seen that before many, many, many times during these parabolic runs. So be prepared for that. But Coinbase Premium is going up right now, barely, but it does tell you that demand is going up, maybe because everyone's trying to load up right now before spot ETFs, but it does happen. But ultimately, you know what? I've always said this, Bitcoin ETFs will change the game, will change Bitcoin forever, but does Bitcoin really need it? No, it doesn't really need it. But of course, it welcomes it. I think, why not? But we're seeing some volatility right now. We're seeing some major volatility right now. I wonder if it's going to come. Let's see. Something's happening right now. Something's happening right now. We just got this, and we're recovering. I wonder if we're going to see if this is the last hurrah for the bears or whales before we start seeing going up. Something's brewing right now. But let me finish my point. I mean, of course, we want ETFs, right? Well, maybe not everyone, but I think ETFs will bring in, like I said, trillions upon trillions upon trillions into the space, but it doesn't really need it. We follow the 4-year cycle. We know what's going to happen, and every single time it kind of surprises people. There's really no surprise. We come off from a top, we get to crypto winter, we find the bottom, and then we start recovering. And then after the next halving event, we just start blowing up again. It has happened 3 times already. So, I mean, it's really that simple. And the halving event is in April, so we're like 3 months away from there. I've been talking about a halving event since the last halving event. At the last halving event, I'm like, just wait until the next halving event. We can't even imagine where Bitcoin would be then. In the last halving event, we were like $10,000, right? And we're basically 4x, 5x higher. So, I mean, it's just really that simple. In every cycle, we get more demand, we have less supply, and we get more catalysts on why we're moving upwards. Yeah, something's brewing right now. We'll see. There's a little scam wick, and now we're coming back up from there. So we'll see. I think maybe announcements going to happen. All right. What else is there? Yeah, it's coming up quick, guys. I think there's something happening right now. I think there's something happening. All right, but outside of Bitcoin, if you look at this, it's kind of the same thing, but for alts. Alt market cap does the same thing. It peaks when Bitcoin peaks. Generally speaking, that's when alts go crazy. And then it finds a bottom, and then it starts going crazy again, usually after the halving event, right? Again, that's coming up in 3 months. Now, we've already seen some alts do some amazing things the last few months of last year. Starting from October to November and December, a lot of alts really came back to life. And they are continuing. A lot of them are still doing very well right now, right? But they're going to do a whole lot better. That's why I've said it's good to diversify. The 50-25-25 rule, which I've talked about for a long time. 50% in Bitcoin, 25% in big caps, 25% in mid, small, and micro caps. That works in cycles because you have the strength and stability of Bitcoin, and it still gives you gains. You got big caps that are really strong these days and gives you a lot of gains. And then you got the mid and small micro caps that will carry your portfolio up to the moon when the time is right, right? So that's also coming up. Yeah, that's really it. I did want to make a quick note about one project in particular within Cosmos, okay? And that's Osmosis, who's having a pretty good day today. I mentioned this last night, but I'm going to do a little bit more deep dive today because here's the reason why. Cosmos has been really hot. A lot of you guys know. A lot of chains within Cosmos, Celestia, Injective, Say, they have all been blowing up, right? Now, what is the biggest DEX within Cosmos is Osmosis. So it makes sense that a lot of people are trading these coins, right? If they're going to do it in a decentralized manner, where are they going to do it? Osmosis. So it's going to gain strength. So I've been talking about that for a while. So Osmosis, just so you guys know, has hit $1 billion in monthly volume. So obviously, because of all the interest in the Cosmos chains, right? It's been doing well. Its TVL is going upwards, nowhere close to its previous high. But again, neither is Osmosis' price, right? It's now nowhere close. The two kind of moves in tandem. So there's still plenty of room to grow, right? But it is blowing up. Number of users, again, you could see starting to blow up. The number of people staking within the liquidity pools in Osmosis is going up. Okay, and recently they partnered up with this other project called Yumi, who is a borrowing and lending protocol. So that allows people to do those things, right? So just want to give you guys a quick update on Osmosis because you got such strength from the Cosmos ecosystem right now, right? Say is the latest to gain a lot of strength. Celestia yesterday had a huge day. You have Injective, that's the biggest gainer second biggest gainer of 2023. So pay attention to these L1s from Cosmos. They're all doing very well. And I think Osmosis will do well too this year. All right, that's pretty much it. Looking at the entire market today, overall market is up. You have a lot of people, not a lot of people, a lot of projects that took a little breather from last night. But today, again, we're waiting for that ETF approval. And it could be right around the corner. All right, let's do some Q&A. Got a good amount of people in here. A lot of people waiting for that ETF approval. This was interesting. What just occurred here? This was interesting. I feel like the manipulators or Wall Street or whoever, this is their last ditch effort to drive people out. Obviously, we had a big one right here. We almost fully recovered yesterday. And then we had another one. Obviously, we fully recovered from that. And then now we just had a little mini one again, trying to drive people out. I just feel like, you put these moves, you put them together with the rumorville that it's coming today. I mean, it seems like it is coming today. Could be the end of the day. Could not. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen now, but it could be. And today is Friday. What better day? The SEC doesn't want to work on the weekend. So if it's not today, we got 2 more days on Monday and Tuesday because the deadline is the 10th. So if it's not today, we got 2 more days, but we'll see. Why is this? My camera is too, man, it resets every time. There we go. See, this is how it's supposed to be. I don't know why you can't save that. All right, scrolling up. Len says, my guess is the announcement will come today after market close. The good thing is Bitcoin never closes, right? So even though U.S. market close, yeah, that could be. That could be. Brian Sun says, I'm 75% Bitcoin now. We'll rotate out altcoins after ETF approval. We'll see. We have seen periods when so much money flows into Bitcoin and actually sucks out the liquidity from the alts. That could be the case. We could see that happen again. Someone says, no approval until Tuesday. Why is Myro pumping so hard? I have no idea. Why is Myro pumping so hard? Let's see. 70% in a day. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. No idea why. Maybe it's the second bonk. But we have seen many memes on Solana do the same thing and crash down. We haven't seen another gain strength like bonk. I don't know. Maybe Myro will be it. I do like the website, though. I'll admit, the website actually looks pretty good. Legit for a meme. What is this? Mover? What's Mover? Oh, Moon River. I'm not against it, but not a fan either. Moon River, Moonbeam are EVM chains for Kusama and Polkadot. I'm not a fan of Polkadot in general, so I'm not a fan of Kusama and not a fan of Moon River or Moonbeam. What is this? AI Metis? What project is this? Very small cap. I'm not a fan of quant because it's not a retail play. It's a business play. If you're a business, great. But they don't operate, they don't do anything that helps consumers. So that's why I'm not a fan. Some new coins I bought in 2023: Optimism, Arbitrum, Say, IMX, Near, Celestia. Excited for a bull run. I think those are all fantastic. I think they're all going to do very well in 2024. I think a lot of them are the newer chains, but yeah, I think they're going to do, a lot of them will do very well, if not all of them. E-Sec says, I have some ICP. What would you buy instead? Everything. Everything that I've been talking about, I would buy over ICP. Sleepless AI. Didn't they crash yesterday? I saw they were down like 50% yesterday. They're up 13%. Never heard of this project before, but obviously Binance loves them. Binance has so many trading pairs for this project. Sleepless AI. So it's some kind of anime project, NFT collection from Foresight and Binance Labs. It's some kind of, yeah, totally. I thought it was going to be an AI play. That is something totally I would not be into. Chris, if you think Solana's centralized, you should look at ICP. ICP is way more centralized than Solana and way more centralized than pretty much anything else out there. Do you think Solana hitting 1,000 in this bull run? Yes. That's easy. That's easy. 10x from here? That's child's play. I think Solana could do more than that. Are you bullish on Aptos or Near? I just saw that OKX accepted Aptos inscriptions, and I think that drove it up. Yesterday it was up a good amount. Today it took a breather, down 2%. But Aptos itself overall isn't doing too bad. 42% for last month, 183% for the year. They haven't been out that long. So for them to get back to the previous high is actually quite simple. They were at 18, so they're not that far off. I don't know. I'm okay with Aptos. I just don't. I didn't like how when they came out, it was just like too overhyped. It started by some ex-Facebook guys. It's okay. I have nothing against them. Someday, I mean, I like them as much as Near. They're about the same to me. Am I bullish on XRP? Can't say that I am. And I've said this yesterday. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to be an XRP holder. I mean, we haven't seen a high for XRP since 2018. What is that? That's 6 years. It's almost 6 years that it's been just never ending dropping. Why you talk XRP every day? Because people keep asking me about XRP every day. That's why it's just like people asking about ICP every day. Clash says, just like the previous 2 cycles, ETH will outperform BTC. Good way to get more BTC. You know what? I used to think the same way. And I would generally, if I was betting, I would think, yeah, I would bet more on Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin by the end of the cycle. I mean, it just makes sense because it's cheaper. It's a fourth or a third of Bitcoin's market cap. But here's the thing. Ethereum's strength has diminished a lot because of the other L1s, L2s that exist, right? So I don't know. I don't know if that's actually going to be true this time around. I think, again, if I was betting, I would still say, yeah, that's probably going to be true that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin this cycle. But, with spot ETFs, with the trillions that will be flowing in, that might not be the case. Bitcoin could be stronger than anyone anticipates, and ETH doesn't get as strong because all the other L1s are eating away at it. I don't know. We'll see by the end of this cycle. 70 class, welcome. Let's check my my leverage plays here. Man, they were all green just like 30 minutes ago. AVAX turned red. BDC still up big. Injective still up big. Optimism just not doing well since I opened this. Solana is okay, and then Stacks is doing good. Overall, I'm still up, but I would prefer this to be up a lot more. BDC price prediction if the ETF is proved tonight. I'd say 50,000. If ETF is proved, let's say by market close, no, I'll predict 55,000. I think we could hit 55,000 and then come back down, like maybe go back down to 50 or something. I could see that happening. Lazaro is not going. It's not just keeps going down. No. Thoughts on Lumium 10x from here? Not a whole lot of people have been asking about Lumium. Last week down, last month down, year up. Here's the thing with Lumium. They're just still not done with their main game. Even though they've been doing betas and mini games and all these things, they're just not done with their main game. And they've been working on that for a long, long time. Once they do get it done and it turns out to be amazing, then yeah, they could do a 10x. But right now you could see even on a month scale, they're down. That's hard to do. In crypto, almost everything's up from a month ago. Yeah, I can't imagine them going back to that 1800 or 1900. I just at this point in time I can't see it. ETF approval Tuesday. SEC is not in session today. How do you know that? Thoughts on airtight NFT? No. Ari, all right, NFT. I'm not an NFT guy, so I cannot tell you. Do you still hold Kimball? Do you think it can reach as only dog of AVAX 1 billion from 10 million now? I do. Can it reach a billion? Yes. Will it reach a billion? I don't know. With memes, it happens. It's not like there's anything that I can say about it that, that makes it better than, say, Myro, for example. you know, I'm holding on though. I hope it can, because there's not that many memes on Avalanche. So if Avalanche gets stronger, the memes get stronger. You figure they'll get stronger. Craig, any bullish? Are you bullish on any project that have yet to launch? Not really. I mean, first of all, public wouldn't know about them. So there's a lot of like, seed sales, pre-seed sales and stuff like that. But again, you don't know if they're going to turn out to be big or huge or good. Even early investors, I've invested in some of them. I just throw little amounts. If they turn out to be great, great. If they don't, then it's just money wasted, right? There's nothing that I'm like super bullish on, let's just say. Arnold, new member, welcome. Thoughts on Visa's Web3 announcement yesterday? Partner with Smart Media Technologies, who the platform built on Block V. V was founded by Tether founders, been building for 7 years now. I don't know if, first of all, someone showed me this yesterday. First of all, I don't know if founders of Tether is actually like a good thing, because Tether does not have a good history at all. Neither does iFinix, neither does Bitfinex. So just because it was created by them, I don't know if that's a good thing. It probably isn't a good thing, seeing all the shady stuff that has happened. And second of all, yeah, anything that's like this that gets pumped 558%, you want to stay away from. In Hodl, John Lilick joined Telos as an executive director. He's very positive about Telos. Well, obviously, he's positive if you join as executive director. He's not going to join and say, I'm negative about the project. Did you ever research the project? It's up 200%. I did, but it's a nothing burger. Telos was built on EOS's code base, which is, no one does that. It's dead. It is EVM compatible. It does scale EVM. I'll give it that, but I mean, I don't know what else there is about Telos. I mean, that's just the way it is. They're competing in a sea of L2s. They're all fast, scalable, feeless. They all have momentum. They have way more TVL. So not to say Telos can't do well. I just don't see what the differentiator is. And just because John signed up, I don't think that's a big differentiator. Do you think Litecoin has a future or dead coin? Eventually it's going to die. People will realize there's no point of holding Litecoin when you have something better at Bitcoin. Litecoin, keep in mind, is a copy of Bitcoin. It's exact copy. Charlie Lee took Bitcoin's code, copied it, and just upped it by 4, meaning there's 4 times the supply. Block times are decreased by 4, but it doesn't out appreciate Bitcoin. So what's the point of holding it? Thoughts on Multiverse X's future? Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea about their future. What should I do with my AMP? I don't know. I don't know. Did you know Cadena rebranded? What did they rebrand to? It sounds like they're still Cadena. A marketing push is not going to help them. What they need to do is incentivize and bring in more dApps. and build that community again. That community is divided. I know it's hard to do. Marketing, you know, maybe doing a new name, a new logo, do whatever. Not against that, but you know, my mind's not gonna change on Cadena until I start hearing from some of the insiders say good things about them. Karga, by that logic, isn't every POW coin worthless? No, because they're not all trying to become store values like Bitcoin. Litecoin is a store of value, but it's a weak store of value compared to Bitcoin. Doge is not meant to be a store of value. Doge is meant to be a meme. Caspa is meant to be a layer one. And Cadena is also trying to be a layer one, or they are layer ones. But yeah, no. So Litecoin is not trying to be a layer one. Litecoin is just a store of value, a hedge against inflation like Bitcoin, but it's just a sucky version of it versus Bitcoin. Scott. You guys are harsh, brutal against Cadena. Randy says, just got on Helium cell plan. So far working great. Unlimited talk data about toy. You're the second person that mentioned that. I should just sign up just to test it to see how it is. But it seems like it's a win-win. It does seem like it's a win-win. I don't know what phones you have to use, or if you could use any phone that supports eSIMs. Because they partner up with a cell carrier and with their 5G network. It could be good. It could be good. I don't know how they're getting away with the cell partner, whoever they're borrowing the cell towers from, how they're only paying them, you know, $20 a month. That seems incredible. Do I have buyer's remorse for building my house before this bull market and losing in potential gains? Not really. At some point, you have to realize you just have to spend that money because there's always potential for more gains, right? At some point, you're just like, okay, I got to spend some of it. I got plenty in crypto. Almost my entire net worth is in crypto, so I'm fine. I got more than enough to ride out this bull market, and I may retire in 2025. Can you please check out memes on Sui? I think it's too early, Mohammed, to check out memes on Sui. Sui is still a mid cap. They're not a big cap. So a lot of these that have memes, they don't do well. You need memes could only survive on the huge chains. They're not gonna survive on smaller chains. Not even like Polygon. You know, as big as they are, memes are not doing well. Am I still using Ledger? Yeah. Still have mine. Myro has, yeah, a lot of people asking about Myro. I might have to FOMO into Myro. But it's up so much already. I don't know. I would wait for Myro to come back down. There was another one in Solana that I saw that got listed on Coinbase, so they could be doing well. Honey? People asked me about Hive Mapper before. Actually, someone attended. I think someone attended my IFC party. He was trying to show me Honey. He's a nice guy. I don't know if he was a founder or he actually just worked for them, or no, he was just like a driver that was using them. But they got listed on Coinbase. Look at that. Boom. Right? But even the Coinbase effect didn't pump them up that much. Only 82%. But one thing's for certain. Coinbase loves Solana tokens now, right? So that's another big advantage to anything that's within Solana, that Coinbase could list them out of the blue, even though they're not big. High def. I'm still moving my Legos every single day. I'm about 66% moved for my Lego sets. So my Lego room is starting to look pretty good. It's filling up really quick. Yeah, Neon is another interesting one. I just haven't researched it yet, but it's within Solana too. It's like a EVM project for Solana. They're not having a good day right now. For the week, no. For the month, yes. Relatively small. So I have to do more research on this one too. But it has potential. But, you know, dApps coming aboard Solana are not really worried about EVM. But some might. Some might. You're so late. Neon is awesome. Okay, but it's still 100 something. It's not too late to get in. Anything pre 1 billion is not too late. That's the honest truth. 1 billion in crypto is barely getting started. But it does show, I mean, if a project is able to hit 1 billion, it shows that they definitely have a strong enough base that will carry them, right? Timothy, welcome. Scaramucci's tweet says it's done. So what does that mean? What's it's done mean? Oh boy, we got some updated news here. I just found this. Bitcoin archive. SEC decision on Bitcoin ETF expected hopefully next week, says one applicant. Should we trust this? Well, if it's not today, it's a shame. It would have been nice for it to be today. I don't know. There's still a chance. There's so many insiders that are just throwing out a lot of like quotes. We don't know if they're true or not. Okay. But we know the deadline is the 10th. So it's either today, Monday, or Tuesday. And here's the thing. That deadline isn't a hard deadline. If we don't get anything by Tuesday, then that means we just have to wait until March. But it would have been nice if it was today. Ben Johnson, Zen versus DB Zen. Okay, you just talk about Zen every day. The more you talk about it, the more I'm probably going to ignore it, to be honest, Ben. Brock, appreciate it. Essential, appreciate it. Have you heard of LCX? Isn't it just an exchange? I don't have anything to say about LCX. Sun says all cap SEC is playing my emotions. I don't know. Like, we got all these guys that are coming out with quotes, right? Like, someone at TechCrunch says it's going to be approved today, and then now one of the fund applicants says it's going to be next week. Like, why didn't the SEC just come out and just like clarify and just let people know, okay, it's not going to be today, it's going to be next week, or it's not going to be in January, it's going to be in March. But of course, they're not going to do that. Alphium. I'm not familiar with Alphium. Shady Luke, it's nice to be in Solana since 2021 and watch people go from talking shit to being bullish. It's good. Solana was very, 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 very hot in 2021. It was hard. It was hard holding Solana, watching it go down to $8. It was oversold. It was just too much selling, panic selling because of FTX. And then people realized, well, it's not so bad. Should not have sold so much. Thoughts on Jitto? I haven't checked Jitto for a while. They're down today, down majorly in a week, down in a month. To be honest, this is not a surprise. Everyone's selling off because everyone got free tokens. That's one of the side effects of being airdropped a whole bunch of tokens. You get people selling them. But I think they'll find their footing and recover back up. It happened in the early days of Uniswap too. Uniswap, when they airdropped their tokens, it went nowhere. And then all of a sudden it started pumping. People realized, well, okay, I should hold this. And then they found their footing and started going up. So Jitto, probably the same way. Jay, thank you. Will we see another FTX scenario? No, because there's no more FTX. Jupiter airdrop coming end of the month. Yep, that's right. Another big DeFi project within Solana. Check out Pepe Coin on Souls. No, not going to be doing that. That's just going to be a copy of a copy. What are your thoughts on SNEC, especially for bull market? I think it's going to do very well in the bull market. Like, I normally I don't give such high praises to memes, ever. I just say, well, if it pumps, great. You're going to make a lot of money. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You're taking a risk on memes, right? But for SNEC, I just feel like it's a little bit different because I have a closer relationship with the guys. Not super close, but periodically we talk. And I can just tell the guys are legit. They're not going to give up. They're going to keep trying to develop and pump SNEC, basically, right? And there's not a lot of memes on Cardano. So with Cardano getting stronger, they're going to get stronger and they're not going to give up. Overall, it's a win-win. So I think they'll do well. Coinpedia just released an article, says tomorrow. No, it's not going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow is a weekend. Coinpedia is not in the US. That's why I think they forgot. SEC does not work over the weekend, so it's not gonna be tomorrow. It's either this afternoon or it's gonna be next week. I don't know which one. It's going to be one of them. Let's see the latest. Well, I showed this one already. All right, Mike Alfred says just got off the line with Larry Fink. He's confirmed it's a done deal. I don't think he got off the phone with Larry Fink. Possible approvals on spot Bitcoin ETFs today, according to insiders. I mean, you know, now this person from Fox News says it's for next week. Timeline for approval still looking like it's next week. But it will all depend on how fast SEC could read through the comments. No, SEC doesn't need to read through the comments. Just Gary. It's whether or not Gary says yes or no. That's it. It has nothing to do with any of the people at the SEC. It just has to do with Gary saying, should I make those Bitcoiners wait longer? Or maybe he's still negotiating his next job with BlackRock and he wants to make sure that's done before he approves. There's something, you know, it's all based on him saying yes or no. There's a meme coin called Wife Changing Wealth. Yeah, someone told me about that. What's going on with CRO? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of CRO. Never been. Do you know anything about Picoin? Does it have a future? No, I don't. And I've heard it's a scam. I've heard Picoin is a scam. So, Hashdex releases a new BTC commercial. They had 2 already on spot ETFs. Again, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Is that today? Next week? Ethiopian. George, would you stake any coins right now or hold on to them in case the market rips or dumps? Got a bag of Injective, love to stake. You know, with something like Injective, for me, I would do it. Like, I would not be selling Injective anytime in 2024, right? So it matters if you need to sell or not. And even if you need it on stake, it's usually, you know, a week's time frame, 3 days to a week. It's not that bad. So if you plan on holding something throughout 2024, then natively staking within, you know, their chain to get yield is not bad. Did you see Bitcoin on Netflix? No. Should I? Some people said that it's not worth watching because it's just like, again, bashing the industry. I like to know how these people get a hold of Netflix executives. I would like to do a show on Netflix about this show. But I don't know. If any of you guys work for Netflix or know someone that works for Netflix and knows how to pitch a show, you know, you let me know. I would like to do a show on Netflix. Man, it's time for me to get off, but it's like more and more people are tuning in. It's almost 7,000 people watching right now. Injective. Grady says Injective is 21 days to unstake. Well, that kind of sucks. Well, that makes sense because Cosmos is 21 days. I think they just mimicked it. By the way, Crypto Grady is awesome. He just released a video on CRU Plus, Cryptos Plus. Make sure you check it out. Pokemon Jack. No, I know you're kidding. All right, I think that's enough for today. Are we going to get the spot ETF approvals today? I don't know. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. But we're getting reports that it's probably going to be next week now. It's just a matter of dotting the I's and crossing the T's. I think it's a matter of Gary solidifying his next role, next job. Then we'll get it. It's going to come, guys. So get ready. Strap on. Bitcoin will change forever afterwards. Could be as soon as today. Or it could be next week. Regardless, we'll have to wait and see. All right. So happy Friday. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't think there'll be approval tomorrow because it's Saturday. 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Otherwise, we'll have to wait. Wait until Monday. All right. Have a good one, guys. Oh, by the way, since so many people keep asking about XRP. Check out this informative and educational video before you go. Take care.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.